Today, I want to discuss a brand new meta which is entering the crypto market, and one that many crypto insiders and whales are utilizing to their advantage to make crazy profits trading the crypto market. I'm going to break down what it is, what the opportunity is, and how you can benefit to take advantage of this strategy yourself. And if you do enjoy these daily videos where I come at you with the latest crypto alpha and early opportunities in the market, make sure you do click that subscribe button if you haven't already and click that notification bell. By the way, if you are a part of the Noti gang, let me know in the comments below. I know I have a really loyal community of followers who watch these videos as soon as they come out, and I want to say thank you so much for supporting all of the content. I certainly feel the love. I took a bit of a break last week because family was visiting me here in Dubai. We had an amazing time, but I am glad to be back in the trenches grinding because there are so many opportunities in the market. And because of that, I'll be uploading every single day this week. So getting back to daily uploads. For everyone that has missed the daily content, these videos will be coming out around 6 p.m. GST. So that is Dubai time, 2 p.m. London, and I think that's 9 a.m. EST. So where am I going with the angle of this video? Well, we do see every few years, every cycle, the big metas emerge. Obviously, there are major overarching trends of each bull market, and then there are sub-trends of each bull market. Now, when I say the word meta, I'm primarily referring to a trading strategy that is particularly effective in a specific climate. And these trading strategies, often in the early days when the new meta starts to become introduced, are the most profitable. And then of course, over time, they become less profitable. So what was the meta in 2017? Well, it was the ICO season. Crypto ICOs were going absolutely crazy. You saw things like Altcoin have massive ICOs. EOS was a very well-known one. Tezos, even Polkadot at the time was actually an ICO. And then a bunch of these other multi-million-dollar ICOs, which you'll notice you don't even know the names of them. That's because, well, they essentially faded into the oblivion, because when I say the word bubble, it was exactly that. It had a massive rise and then a massive crash. What was the next meta of 2020 a few years later? Well, it was DeFi summer. DeFi summer essentially led to you being able to activate your Ethereum and on-chain assets to borrow them, lend against them, and it opened up a plethora of new opportunities for crypto users to interact with new applications. This obviously made the crypto space a lot more versatile, made it what it is today, and at the time we saw explosive growth throughout that period. You can see here the ETH supply concentrated in smart contracts had a major spike. You can also see that the overall TVL in the crypto market also had a major spike relative to what it was previously. And then since then, TVL has pretty much been up only, with the exception of course, 2022, where there was a lot of FUD and panic around the regulatory climate. But with the bull market starting to set back in, sentiment increasing, we have seen DeFi start to rise again, and a lot of trading strategies have emerged, and also things like Athena have started to dominate the market, restaking, a lot of really interesting developments in the DeFi sector. So with these previous trends in mind, what is the new trend? What meta am I seeing become commonplace in the crypto market right now? Well, in my opinion, we're undergoing what is another IDO/ICO season in terms of the new launches. So if you go through the crypto market, there are so many new launches launching every single week. I'm going to have to do a video on this in the future and actually give my thoughts on how this affects the market, because this is a lot of dilution. It's also a lot of amazing tech launching, because essentially what has happened is these protocols have withheld their launches. A lot of them got funded in 2020, 2021, didn't want to launch when they were ready in 2022 or 2023 due to the bear market conditions, and have decided to pause until conditions improve. And that's why we're seeing a flurry of new launches over the next couple of quarters. April, May, June are absolutely stacked. You can actually track new launches on Crypto Rank and see which ones are upcoming. And the number one way for a lot of these new protocols to launch is, of course, to issue an airdrop. So I've talked a lot about airdrops in previous videos and my Twitter content, which has given you guys breakdowns of airdrop farming, but this has been hugely successful. I got my hands on a 5-figure wormhole airdrop. Jito was another airdrop that, some of my followers made $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 with, because that was a lucrative one on Solana. We had the Pith Network airdrop/new launch. Celestia comes to mind as well. Dimension, we've had a lot so far this year, and the new launches certainly aren't slowing down. So this is the current wave in the market. But in today's video, I'm not going to tell you that the new meta is airdrop farming, because I don't think that's a new meta at all. In fact, that is a conversation we've been having for literally 2 years. I've been talking about airdrops, and people that have been farming airdrops consistently for 2 years, you're now looking like you're in a pretty good position, right? With a lot of these new protocols starting to launch. But what is a strategy that I'm not seeing being talked about so much for actually approaching these new launches, which is so evident in the market? Well, it's actually pre-launch trading. So pre-market trading is essentially a way for you to trade a token before it lists. It's done via an IOU contract, which enables you to trade and speculate on the price on launch via a perpetual exchange to either hedge a future airdrop position. So if you know you're getting a big airdrop, you can actually go short and hedge in order to protect yourself a little bit if you've been farming something. Or, and this is the more exciting method to take advantage, it gives you an opportunity to get in early before these tokens get major exchange listings. And in recent times, we've actually seen a lot of these tokens perform super well on launch after their initial sell-off as early investors have taken profits. We saw Pith performed well on launch. Jito, although it did decline, it ended up 2-3xing afterwards. Athena so far has performed super strongly on launch as well. This is at a $17 billion valuation. It doesn't mean every token trades well on launch. A lot end up going down only, but a lot of the good ones, the good quality protocols, they have performed well. But this is only from the time of launch. Something, as I mentioned, I want to turn your attention to is pre-market trading, where you can actually trade before the time of launch. And this oftentimes enables you to get in a lot cheaper. And this is essentially because price discovery is occurring on the perps exchange as opposed to happening in real time in a spot market, because the real tokens aren't released yet. So you're trading an IOU, a futures contract for that token. You're not trading the underlying token itself. Now, obviously this does come with some risk. I'll talk about that in a second. You certainly don't want to be using excessive leverage here. But if there is a project that is launching and you're very bullish on it, this is a way that you can get exposure beforehand. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but with things like Wormhole, etc., this strategy has worked really well. And it's obviously case dependent. So what's the best platform to trade pre-market tokens on? In my opinion, it's AEVO. There are a few, and at the end of the video, I'll show you how you can actually trade airdrops before they launch. That is really cool, and I want to give you a run through of how to do that. But on the pre-market token side, I think AEVO for me is the leader. Obviously, they're selective with which ones they launch, so it doesn't have every single token that's pre-launch here, because obviously there are requirements to list a pre-launch token. They need to make sure there's enough liquidity, etc. in the market. The two that are currently trading are Blast, which is one of the biggest L2s, which is about to launch, as well as Parcel. And of course, we did see tokens like Athena and Wormhole trading on AEVO prior to launch. So that was an opportunity to speculate on these tokens. And as I mentioned, that would have panned out quite well, because something like Athena was trading at, 40, 50 cents at the time. But the alpha here is to keep your eye on these new launches, and if they do appear on a website like AEVO and you can speculate on them, if the valuation is reasonable, this can give you a way to get exposure. The reason I would have my eye on this is because there are a few upcoming launches, many, as I pointed out on Crypto Rank, but a few in particular that are interesting. You've got Monad. This is a major upcoming launch, which is one of the most hotly anticipated infrastructure L1 plays in crypto. You've also got Eigenlayer. This has been a massive vertical with the rise of restaking. If the Eigenlayer token does end up getting a pre-market listing, there'll obviously be a lot of volatility as people speculate. Volatility as a trader, if your risk parameters are properly optimized, is opportunity in crypto. What we want as crypto traders, not investors, because this isn't investing, this is more of a trading video. As traders, you trade on volatility, whether that be to the upside, whether that be to the downside. Basically, what you're looking for is volume and movement in a market. So if you have that risk appetite and you want to position yourself, pre-market trading does offer you the ability to do this. Now, just touching on AEVO for a second, this is a platform that I've invested in, and a platform that I think is honestly one of the leading perpetual dexes in crypto. It goes a lot deeper than just pre-market trading. You can also trade perpetual futures, and they list a lot of tokens, including a lot of meme coins. I've actually found a lot of times trading on AEVO, there are less crazy wicks and stuff than centralized exchanges, manipulation, etc. So I actually do really enjoy trading on it. And obviously you guys know I'm a huge DeFi guy. I'm a huge proponent of decentralization. So I'm always on the lookout for new trading products. And I've got to say, I think AEVO's absolutely killed it here with the platform that they are creating. And this is something I've been talking about for quite some time on the show. I think I talked about Ribbon Finance when it was sub $1. I think it was around 40 or 50 cents. And this was for the trade with the AEVO token. So if you don't know, you can actually redeem your Ribbon Finance tokens, which are $1.64 for AEVO tokens at $2.97. So basically instantly profiting 50, 60% on your trade. However, that does come with the 2-month lockup requirement. So the reason why it's trading at such a discount is because of liquidity. People would prefer to keep a liquid investment, speculate and trade the AEVO token rather than having to do a lockup. But if you are bullish long-term and have a long-term time horizon, then I still think there's an opportunity here with the discrepancy between Ribbon and AEVO itself. There have also been a few big updates for AEVO in recent times. They recently announced the launch of their layer 2. So they're broadening away from just being a perp DEX or a pre-market DEX that just does perps. They're also moving into other verticals. So their layer 2 is going to be next. And they've also announced a reward for AEVO stakers. So lots of exciting stuff happening. I did mention it in a previous video, but you can actually earn an AEVO airdrop for farming or trading on the platform. And the way you do this is essentially trading on AEVO and staking the AEVO token or the Ribbon token. You'll of course get access to whatever the surprise is that is coming in the near future, but also the ability to earn AEVO as you stake and trade more on the platform. I'll leave a link in the description to this document, which gives you more details, as well as the link to the platform if you do want to trade over there. So they've built an amazing product that allows you to speculate pre-market. But as I alluded to before, there's another application called Whales Market, which touches on more of the pre-market airdrop points side. So this goes even further and allows you to speculate on the value of points for an airdrop where you don't know the valuation of the token. So for example, Eigenlayer, the points are going for 0.22, which is essentially telling you that the market is currently valuing one Eigenlayer point at 22 cents. If you think this is undervalued or overvalued based on your own analysis, you can also trade off this. And if you haven't been trading on a platform but you want access to an airdrop, if you think that the airdrop is undervalued or being underestimated, you can also get exposure to that airdrop, or you can hedge against not having exposure via positioning yourself in a pre-market for airdrop points. Whales Market also has other pre-market tokens. It's not as reputable or developed as a platform like AEVO in my opinion, because obviously AEVO has the big backers like Paradigm, Dragonfly, Coinbase. It's listed on Binance, OKX. A lot more DD has to be done to get those listings, and I've obviously personally been talking to the team, and I know they're a fantastic and capable team. I don't know as much about Whales Market, but they do seem to have a lot of tokens trading here. Just got to be a little bit more careful in my opinion. But this is also a site that you can use to get exposure. So obviously when it comes to IDOs, there are a few angles. There are many angles to get exposure to new launches in the market. This is the amazing thing about crypto. You're not just limited to the liquid market. A lot of retail think that they are, but in reality, there are so many ways that you can hustle to get an edge in this space. If you can't get into IDOs or ICOs like VCs can, like creators can, like insiders can, there are ways that you can position yourself. Many ways, whether that be airdrop farming if they are a tokenless protocol. If you've missed the airdrop farming, you can trade the points pre-market. You can also speculate on the pre-market if you think it's undervalued and position yourself before the centralized exchange listings. And of course, there are things like launch pads, etc. Even in my private community, I'll leave a link in the description for the waitlist. It is currently closed and capped at 1,000 people, unfortunately, for at least the next couple of weeks. But in that community, I'm also going to be giving back, utilizing my connections to give whitelist spots and access to some of these new launches to my most loyal followers. So there are many different ways in the market, but today's video is intended to draw your attention to some of these methods. And as Googly says, if pre-market trading becomes the norm and is actually quite liquid, price discovery should happen there and the listing meta could fundamentally change. What he's referencing here is that currently when we see these new listings, that is where price discovery occurs. So if you get in early with a listing on a major exchange, that's where the pump occurs. But if pre-market trading really does take off and we see more participants enter the race like AEVO, we could definitely see a lot of price discovery happening beforehand, and that does shift the opportunity earlier. And so you have to kind of frame your mindset differently around that. And that's exactly why I'm making this video today, to get you up to speed. If you do enjoy content like this, let me know in the comments below. It's a bit of a different video from me, but something I'm going to try and do over the next couple of weeks is do these slightly shorter but informative videos on little trading strategies, tips, alpha that you can use I don't believe all the time me just giving you altcoin picks is, the way for us to become profitable traders. I think the best thing I can do is actually give you some of the alpha that works for me, works for my friends, and educate on the best methods to make money long term. That's better than a single altcoin pick, although I'll still give them. It's better than a single altcoin pick that I could give you. So I hope you enjoyed today's alpha. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of your day. Peace out.